going on, everyone? Thanks for stopping into this live stream. We're gonna be out doing another edition of Talking Pops. Going on, everyone? Thanks for stopping into this live stream. We're gonna be out doing and why is my audio doing that? Pops. All right, so anybody that's out there, let me know how the audio is, because it was like back feeding there for a second, so it's kind of odd. I want to make sure everything's good. If not, I'll just disconnect my mic. But anyway, I'm out here at John Glenn Grove. You can see the John Glenn statue over there, and we're going to walk down the towpath here a little bit. Like I said, I've got some audio on. I've actually got my my small handheld tripod, so I can actually hold the camera, and it's not like right up here against my face. Oh, excuse me, I'm just finishing up dinner. Chicken strip basket and a caramel sundae. A little bit of Coca-Cola to wash that down. But anyway, so big week for Funko. Box of Fun dropped today. I didn't pick one up. What were they? 80, 85, something like that. Not terrible. But yeah, I just didn't get one. Sounds like there were still some left earlier or later on in the day. I'm not sure if there still are. I was in two different sweepstakes. One of them you had to use your points, and then I did the one on Instagram a day or two back, and I didn't get any of any notifications that I won those. So I was entered 3 times to get a free box of fun, but that did not work in my favor. But the pops that are in those boxes are looking pretty cool. All right. So let's go get Strange Dog. What's going on, buddy? So throw my trash away, and then we will kind of get started on our walk and talk. Christina Payne, what is going on? How's the audio, guys? I'm just double checking here, because I was hearing myself talk, and it was on a delay. It was kind of weird. Road to 100. Yeah, we're slowly getting there. It'll pick up. It's kind of one of those things where the YouTube algorithm, you got to have more videos. And I'm being very smart this time around with rebuilding the channel. That okay, thanks, appreciate that, Ian. I'm being smart. I'm not all over the place. I am focused in on one thing. I'm not putting up videos of wrestling figures, videos of G.I. Joe, Ninja Turtles, Masters of the Universe, all that other stuff that I collect. I'm not putting up videos of those lines. I'm just putting up videos specifically dealing about Funko, because that is the audience that I'm trying to reach. And if you're bouncing all over the place, the algorithm doesn't know exactly who to suggest your videos to. So I've been told. So that is kind of what I've been focusing on. But anyways, you guys, we're going to start down the path here. You can see there's some standing water kind of all over. We had some pretty good storms a little bit ago when I was at work. I was held over about an hour, and it was raining really hard. So here's a John Glenn statue. Pretty cool. John Glenn Commemorative Grove in honor of John H. Glenn Jr., space pioneer, statesman, and patriot. So John Glenn, obviously, he was one of the first in space, and he was a senator from Ohio, longtime senator from Ohio. But so what was we talking about? Box of Fun. Lots of cool stuff there. And I kind of like having, people probably are past me what the hell is this idiot doing? But yeah, it just seems easier not trying to hold on to my phone and hold it out here away. I just kind of got my elbow tucked with this tripod. So yeah, check this out. So you can see it's kind of cool after rain, because we'll be able to see all kinds of cool stuff now. So check that out. That is a lot of storm water filling this creek. Sometimes this creek is empty. Yeah, it's really running over here. Yeah, so this is like 100% like storm runoff. So I'm sure the river's going to be going pretty good too when we get down to a point where we can actually see the river. Yeah, it's a nice little park. So this comes down, this is 1.5 miles, and this pops out like 2 blocks away from my house. But because I was out and I stopped at Dairy Queen and everything, I'm parked up here. A lot of times I'll walk down to this trail from my house, walk here, walk back. But yeah, I didn't do it that way today. Just like I said, I've stopped to get something to eat and I walked to the grocery store. Oh boy, we have standing water. Once I get around this, we're looking good. There we go. That's not too bad. Okay, so yeah, I didn't pick up Box of Fun. Did anybody check out the SDCC releases yesterday? Funko spent all day putting out SDCC releases on social media, so that was really cool. Those X-Men pops, those are must-haves for me because I have a pretty good Funko X-Men collection at this point. So that's and that was what, Dazzler, Onslaught, and the 1990s, or yeah, the 97 X-Men from the cartoon, the 97 X-Men stuff. There was a Gambit. I haven't picked up any of the 97 stuff to this point, but that is something that I do want to start picking up. But that Onslaught and Dazzler are the classic blue box with the white X-Men logo. So they're like mainline X-Men comics. So that was 100% stuff I need to pick up. And the Dazzler was a Diamond Glitter. I think it was Diamond Glitter. So that'll be an awesome one to pick up. Great character from the, especially that was the 80s costume for her, the 80s look. So very cool. That'll be an awesome one. What I can't wait for now is to see what the shareds are going to be. Like, I've seen some stuff, they had like a piece count with it, so I'm certain that those will be on-site SDCC. So I'm just kind of curious. I would assume the X-Men stuff is probably GameStop or Target, because that's where most of them end up. GameStop, Target. So we will see. But I don't know. Did you guys see anything that you liked from the releases yesterday? There's Spider-Man. That was pretty cool. There was an exclusive Thing in a spacesuit with the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. That should be pretty cool. Tons of anime stuff. A couple Batman pops. I don't know. I think I may take. Usually everything releases on a Thursday. If everything releases when it's supposed to, some places mess up. Oh my goodness, I'm covered in mosquitoes. I should have sprayed, and I have spray in my truck. This is too far away. I don't know. We'll just chance it. If I start getting bitten up too bad, I'll just turn and go back. I knew I needed to do something before I started walking away, especially right after all that rain. But what was we talking about? SDCC pops. So summer exclusive stuff. A lot of cool stuff in there. There was a Stitch pop that looked really cool. Yeah, I can't wait for. I kind of thought maybe that would come out today. What was going to be shared and what wasn't, because usually that's right on the heels of the announcements for the summer exclusives. So maybe we'll get that tomorrow then or something. Hopefully by the end of the week. Maybe they held off today because of the Box of Fun going live. It's weird that Box of Fun went live. Usually Box of Fun is a well before or during SDCC weekend. So that's going to be like a whole, like Funko's doing their own thing separate from SDCC this year. So that's going to be pretty cool. Gasolcast actually had a ton of details about that yesterday. So not to promote somebody else's channel while we're on here, but yeah, check out Gasolcast's channel if you want to see anything that had to do with Fun Days this year. I believe it was going to be Hollywood, California. So I definitely won't be going. All right, yeah, very nice out here today. That rain finally knocked the heat out. The heat has been, we've seen triple digits, I think, every day since Saturday. So this is Wednesday. We've already, so that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that's 5 consecutive days where we've seen high temps that hit. Oh my goodness! I should have went back and got my mosquito spray out of my truck. So yeah, so it's nice that the rain did knock that humidity out. So that was nice. All right, so main topic today. Main topic. I said last week we would talk about like Funko Pop chases this week. Man, oh man. We'll see. I might not have any blood left at the end of this. Mosquitoes are gonna pick me up and carry me away. Hopefully, eventually we'll get down where we're past some of the old canal stuff and some of this like swampy wetland stuff, where it's not just like breeding mosquitoes, and hopefully they won't be as bad. It's kind of what I'm banking on. All right, so Funko Pop chases. I did a little bit of research for this, a little bit of Google, a little bit of HobbyDB. And my notes are, of course, in my wallet. So maybe I should have had that out in advance. All right, so some facts. We're going to drop some knowledge here on chasing pops, walking and talking pops. So the very first Funko Pop chase, back in SDCC 2010, metallic Batman. They didn't even have a chase sticker on it. It just had that SDCC sticker, but those original chases didn't have chase stickers. It was just a variant of that Batman, and those were the chases. Current value of those chases, $3,850. $3,850 for a 15-year-old pop. It's pretty impressive. Pretty awesome. So so my next little bit of knowledge here. And this one was kind of varying. I should have wrote down a couple of the different numbers that I was finding because they were kind of conflicting. But the one, I should have wrote the website down at least. How many Funko Pop chases are there? So I'm not sure how current the article was that I was looking at, but it said 591. Something else I was looking at said 300 and something. And I was like, that can't be right. And I'm almost certain I've seen something within the last week or two that said there was over 600. So that 590 is probably recent, but a couple months behind. That would make a little bit more sense. All right, so you can kind of start to see the river. See that brown back there where it's kind of murky. All right. So we're going to kind of move on here. How many types of chase stickers are there? So we have that common sticker that everybody's used to, and it shows up as like a yellow, as a gold, even a little more towards the orangish side, depending on the manufacturer that it came from, whether that be China, Vietnam. Where else do we get our Funko Pops from? I think that's like the two big ones where they have factories at. So they also have flocked chase stickers, which is like that magenta, hot pink kind of a color. I don't think I've ever had a flock chase. Glow in the dark chases. I've had quite a few glow in the dark chases. I don't think I have any right now. No, because I don't have 4 at the moment. Black and white chases. So I did have the black and white something shredder. Yeah, I had a black and white shredder at one point. That was a really cool pop. A lot of that stuff disappeared during my big Funko purge over the last like 2 or 3 years. What else do we have? Oh, glow in the dark chases. Oh wait, we just talked about glow in the dark chases. I'm losing my mind. Black and white chases, glow in the dark chases. Oh, black light chases. There are black light chases now, which I didn't know that. So that's kind of cool that we have black light chases. On the road to 500. Yeah, good for you, buddy. Good for you. And we're gonna get you there. I don't know how many people we got in here right now. Like 2 in here right now. 2 thumbs up. But Ian, I know you and Christina are both mods for sure. Because I did go back and added you guys as mods. So I know I can do it somehow through the screen, but it's just kind of difficult to do sometimes while you're actually live streaming, especially the way that I do it on mobile outside. A lot of times you don't catch every little thing that everybody says. Man, what a nice evening. We were supposed to have a chance at some more storms, but I did check the radar right before I went live, and we were looking pretty good. So I think we'll be okay. And oh, you know what? And I did miss one other sticker here. So there is also a combo flocked glow in the dark. You're out by the pool. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have had some heat up in your area too, because you're like southern Michigan, aren't you? Like kind of like closer to Indiana. So you know exactly what I'm talking about with the heat this week. And Christina, she's down there, you know, Atlantic, mid-Atlantic, whatever you want to call that region. Is that what you guys call that down there, Christina? Like mid-Atlantic region? Ooh, a little bit of sun actually. Oh man, a couple of the mosquitoes got me good. But yeah, that combination flocked glow in the dark. And there was something specific I remember that being on, and I'm completely drawing a blank right now. I've only seen it a couple times. I've never actually like had one in hand, but it's kind of cool to see that sticker. It's like a half, it's like cut in half, like a diagonal cut in half of the circle for the flocked glow in the dark chase sticker. So that's like a whole lot of cool knowledge when it comes to Funko Pop chases. I got a couple other things on here too, but just stuff that I wasn't going to remember. So thought I heard another bite coming up. Switch hands for a little bit. Oh my goodness. The mosquito got me on the ear. So anyways, at one point, Funko Pop chases were very rare, which they still are to an extent. You don't see them every day out on shelves at every retailer you walk into. But they are more common now than what they've ever been in the past. Initially, like after the SDCC ones, when they started actually putting the Funko Pop Chase sticker on the Chase Pops, it would be like if a retailer ordered a case of Pops was like 32. So if they ordered 32 of a Pop, one out of that 32 would be a Chase. So those were the more rare ones. Those are more expensive ones that have held their value. And then it's been it was like 1 in 24, and I really was having problems like going through checking everything I was searching. Like some people are saying like there's still it's a stick. Oh my gosh, I'm terrified of snakes and thought there was a snake making its way out through the trail. You guys almost got to see me scream like a girl. It's a good thing I peed before I started this walk. I might have peed myself a little bit. But okay, yeah, we're starting to come up where the river's coming a little bit closer to trail too. So we'll be able to like check out the river a little bit. So it sounds like most of the time for most Chase releases, it is a 1 in 6. But there are still some cases out there where they are still making they're more rare, but they're doing a 1 in 24 Chase variant, which which is cool that they do still do some 1 in 24 stuff. Now, I wasn't able to confirm that. The 1 in 6 I know is confirmed for the vast majority of the releases. They are a 1 in 6. If they are still doing some 1 in 24s, that is awesome. I would like to see more of that. As much as I like to collect chases, I think that would be, I think it's the better way to go. But what else did I write down here? Oh yeah, I know what else I wrote down on here. So the most expensive Funko Pop chase. So when I did a Google search, check it out, guys. After all that rain, it is very much looking like the Chocolate River from Willy Wonka right now. And kind of once we get up here, kind of see it a little bit better. Maybe I'll try to switch hands where we can kind of like look at the river while we're walking. There we go. Check that out. Other than when I got duck under tree branches. There we go. So, yeah, so when I was looking, a Google search, it was trying to tell me that the glow-in-the-dark Boo Berry was the most expensive Funko chase. And I'm like, that does not sound right. So, checked a few more articles and then confirmed on HobbyDB the most expensive Funko Pop chase is the Clockwork Orange from 2012. Got that wrote down. 2012, yeah, in 2012, Clockwork Orange. So a Clockwork Orange, there was however many originally made. Mariotti decided that there was something with the licensing, something like that, that fell through. They weren't going to be able to sell them. So all were destroyed except for 12 commons, 12 chases. So that makes them like the rarest of the rare when it comes to chases. So there are 12 of these Clockwork Orange Chase Funko Pops. And the last one that sold, you know, I didn't go back and check the date. I'm kind of interested in what the date was. I think it was an eBay sale. 48,000. Oh my goodness, that's embarrassing. That's what Coke I was just drinking. $48,450 for a Clockwork Orange Funko Pop Chase. And the common is actually not far behind it. They are also very, very valuable. All right, so we're kind of coming up to another cool spot here in the river. Yeah, there we go. Man, this was a good idea, actually bringing one of my handheld tripod with me. Because I actually get a good view of everything out there in the river. You guys are getting to see what I see like a lot better than like me like constantly turning the camera around or whatever. A lot of rain runoff. Normally the river's not that muddy. But there was a lot of water dumped in a very short amount of time. All right, so now we're kind of back to a little bit of a wooded area here for a little bit. Actually kind of got out of the sun again too. Wow, it's already been over 20 minutes. Cool live stream, guys. It's kind of what I want these to be, you know. The more people come in, the merrier. That'll be awesome. But I do appreciate everybody that stopped in. I think we've got like 3 watching right now, 3 thumbs up. Everybody does stop in. Please remember to leave a big thumbs up. That's always important to make sure that we say that. Ouch. Amazing. The river kind of went back away and the mosquitoes came back. But I'm also getting back to where there's old parts of the canal over here beside me. So it's just all like swamp water down there. Turtles and mosquitoes. Which actually will be coming up on 25 minutes. All right, so I'll go like another couple more minutes down the trail and then we'll turn around and just kind of start back. That way the stream kind of ends about the same time I get back to the parking lot. Hopefully with me going down the trail like this, I mean, it's not like I'm out in the middle of no place. I am not very far. Like I said, I'm not very far from home. So I'm not very far from towers or anything like that. So hopefully we have good good internet service the entire way through the stream. But yeah, so that was kind of like a whole lot of the information that I have on pop chases. Now, obviously, we have Funko Pop keychains. There are chases for that. The Pop Pez dispensers, there are chases for that. What else do we have? Obviously, sodas. We know that there's a chance. Sodas, I think that's 100% 1 in 6. I don't think there was any variation to that at any time during any of the runs. If there was 6,000, 1,000 of them were going to be a chase. That was something that we always knew. If there was 1,200 or 12,000 of them, 2,000 of them were going to be a chase. So that was always a 1 in 6. Yeah, getting very quiet out here. Very quiet. Awesome night. Like I said, because of the rain, I think that kept that's kept a lot of people off the trail, because this is normally a really busy trail. The only thing that's busy right now is the mosquitoes trying to eat me alive. But that is my own fault for not spraying mosquito spray on me. Yeah, you can't really hear nothing. Occasional frog, you hear some birds. Okay, so that one hurt. There's a bike coming back towards me. I see him coming. It's probably the one that already passed us earlier. Yeah, green shirt. Was the guy on the bike before? Was he wearing a green shirt? I think so. All right, but so like right now I have 4. I have a couple Star Wars chases. I have that Book Face Gym. I just got something else. My Hero. I got a My Hero Academia chase. I feel like there's something in the mail that hasn't arrived yet. That's a chase. I can't remember now. How's it going? Oh man, such a nice night. Long day at work. We were busy today, so I'm glad to be able to just get away for a little bit. But do you guys have any chases? What are you guys' favorite chases? What chases do you guys have? Let me know. I know there's some other stuff I was going to talk about, and now I'm completely drawn. Oh, let's talk about where we can find some chases at. There we go. That's like the best. That's like the biggest thing of all. We know about, any of us that have been collecting. We know what chases are for the most part. So where do we find chases? So secondhand stores, eBay, Mercari, even a little bit on Whatnot. We know we're going to find chases at those places. We're probably going to pay a little bit more on average. So then there's other places like what's out there still? $7 a pop. Is Chrono still out there? I think Chrono's still out there. A couple of those places, like you can order like the common and the chase together, which they must be buying like cases and cases and cases of this stuff to be able to do that. But then they're taking a bunch of some commons and they're throwing them in their mystery boxes to get rid of the commons. So that's another way. Like I said, we already talked about the the secondhand places, even like a Facebook Marketplace. You can find them on there. Main retail. So you go out to retail stores, Target, Walmart, GameStop. Used to find them at Hot Topic and Books A Million. Not quite as much anymore with like Books A Million and Hot Topic. I think you can still find Hot Topic here and there, but Box Lunch, that was another one. You don't really see them you don't see really pops at all at Box Lunch anymore. FYE, you can find the occasional chase, because I found some chases there, but it's been a while. But those are like the big ones, and those are like any chase I've ever found in a while has been FYE, and that's really like that's what I consider chase in the wild. I don't consider going to a comic book store or a secondhand store and buying a marked up chase to be chasing the wild. Those are what they are. They're chases, but they're not technically chasing a wild. Chasing a wild is a chase at a retail store that you are paying retail value for. If pops at Target and Walmart are $14.95, the chase is also going to be $14.95. So, but I found, let's see, a Lloyd Christmas at Walmart. What were the chases for that series for Dumb and Dumber? Where they were the ones in the tuxedos, right? I think those were the. We just hit 30 minutes, so I'm gonna get turned around here before long. Yeah. Five Below. That's another place where you can find a lot of chases. They were really big for a while there because I got something from an anime or Disney movie, something I found at Five Below, and there was actually multiple, and I left the rest on the shelf for somebody else to find because I do like it's all about the community. You don't take everything and flip it. There's some people that will, but that's never been me. I like to leave some stuff behind. GameStop, I found chases, I think 2 or 3 times now. Target, I found Captain Marvel when Captain Marvel come out. Yeah, trying to think what else I found in the wild. I know there was like 4 or 5 of them. I had like 25, 26 chases at one point, and I sold every single one of them during my big Funko purge. That's some stuff I probably should have kept in the collection, but at the time I didn't know that I was going to want to build my collection back up, build it better, build it with more stuff that I want in my collection, not just. I went through a phase where I was buying a lot of stuff just because as a new movie come out, it was a new line that come out. It was stuff I didn't necessarily want in my collection, but I was buying it for the purpose of making content. And that is not something that I want to do. I don't want to do that anymore. Because that leads you to having 700 and something pops of pops that you don't necessarily want in your collection. So that was how it went from 700 and something in the teens, like 716, something like that, back down into the 60s. Conventions. So I have a rule, and I've pretty much stuck by this. I haven't been to any conventions yet this year, so I thought about going to one last weekend, and I held off. Just the heat for one. It was a convention that I really wasn't planning on going to anyways, but it was kind of one of those. If I was going to go to something, that's where I was going to go. It was Akron Summit Comic Con. It was at the fairgrounds, and I was like, I got a feeling it's going to be miserable at that fairgrounds. I don't know how much of it was under AC. I just wasn't chancing it. There was no way. But yeah, so like every convention I've ever been to, I've bought a Chase Funko Pop. So that's something that normally it's like Toys Time Forgot. Toys Time Forgot I bought Funko Pop chases from like numerous times because I know they're gonna bring some chases with them. Them Stuffed Genie, which Stuffed Genie's still around, but typically their stuff like them and Rubber City Comics, like their stuff's normally like all together. Just same owner. Actually, one of the local shops up here went to North Carolina. He was in Charlotte this past weekend for HeroCon. I thought that was kind of cool. It looked like he had a lot of fun down there. He bought a couple things that look really nice. I don't know if he was if they were a personal collection or stuff for the store, but yeah, I'm trying to think what he bought now. There's something that really caught my eye. Now I can't remember what it was. It's something Spider-Man. Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. But yeah, so I always buy a chase at a convention. Chases from conventions are always really cool. It's always like my end goal. It's kind of neat to see like the trail as I'm like walking like behind me. I don't want to say the mosquitoes aren't biting me quite as bad, because they'll hear me and they'll attack me. But the mosquitoes aren't biting me as bad. Oh man. So any other kind of collecting news out there, you guys? What have you guys been up to? Hope everybody is well. Ian, you said you were out at the poolside. That's whatever. No, I actually went swimming. When did I go swimming? Monday. Yeah, because I worked yesterday, worked today, worked tomorrow. Yeah, Monday I went swimming at my sister's for a while. So that was nice to get in the pool for a little bit. See what goes on the rest of the week. I might run over to the Y and jump in for a little bit at some point this week. I got a feeling it's gonna be really hot in there though. Just the it's always warm back there anyways. Hopefully they don't heat the pool quite as much in the summertime as they do in the wintertime. Yeah, always a good time to go swimming. I feel like the water, some of the lakes and stuff, still too cold. I'm not afraid to go swimming at like local beaches and stuff. Did have a drowning at a beach about a half an hour away yesterday that we heard about at work yesterday. So condolences to that person's friends and family. Yeah, swimming is fun. I grew up in a pool. It was like all summer, either my grandparents or at home or at a beach somewhere. Well, we'll get back to this park eventually. I hope so, because I have to pee. All that pop's going right through me. This weekend is I'm supposed to do something this weekend, wasn't I? Yes, Collecticon Cleveland. So that, I don't know, we'll see. Because it's like almost 40 to get in. It's gonna be, once you figure my gas up, my gas back, look at probably probably half a tank to get up there and back. So another $30. They could take the the two pops that I have is going to be over $100, or I think it's going to be 100 combined to get them signed. So do I want to spend almost $200 to go to this convention just to get two things signed? I don't know. The Sean Astin, that's the experience. I can get signed pops from him online. See, we're back to where the river starts tying back in again, guys. So I've seen stuff for almost cheaper than what he's charging, or almost the same price, and I don't have to spend the time to be there. I just wanted the experience. But do have so many more coming up this summer though that I'm going to be getting signed at places that I don't have to drive near as far or spend near as much money. So that's something I'm going to be considering. Also, there's like a lot of local festivals going on now. Like, watched some fireworks last Saturday, Jackson Community Festival. Their fireworks were fantastic. Some family was there, nephew and his wife and all their little guys, 5 of them. They have 5 kids, all boys. It's crazy. But they were so happy. I mean, I love to watch fireworks anyways, but to see them enjoy it and enjoy the fireworks and their reactions, that just like made it like 10 times better. But yeah, so this Saturday there's fireworks. Next weekend, 4th of July weekend, There's fireworks on the 3rd, Thursday the 3rd. There's a local show in Massillon. The 4th, I need to do some more research because the place I was going to go on the 4th for fireworks are not going to have their fireworks now. They didn't have sponsorship, so they canceled. So it's a shame. The 5th, big fireworks show in Orville. That's going to be awesome. But yeah, this Saturday, 28th, there's going to be fireworks. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little pop hunt. Maybe that's what I'm doing. When I go up to that festival, maybe I'll go to Toys Time Forgot. I've been holding off on Toys Time Forgot because that's going to be a video that's going to be coming up sometime in July. They always have a Christmas in July sale, and it's normally like a buy two get one or buy two get one half off, something like that. So when you get those kind of sales, that's always like the time to go in and get that Grail stuff, you know, like that stuff that you normally wouldn't get, especially buy two get one. You know, you buy $100 pop, and so you buy a $100 pop, two $50 pops. You're getting $200 worth of pops for $150. Or even if you buy 3 pops for $100 or $300 pops, so 300 total, but you get the free one, so you're getting 3 pops for 200. I mean, can't go wrong when you're doing that kind of stuff. Always love that kind of stuff. So that'll be a cool one. That's something to look forward to in July. I'm doing a lot of work in the collectibles room, the studio room. So I think we might do a tour video in July. I always like to do those tours like beginning of the year and midway through the year. So July is kind of like that nice perfect time, middle of the year, do a collection video. And I'm back over, I'm right around 100 pops. So that'll be good. And then, you know, like Ian, you'll like just, you know, my wrestling figures are in there. Probably look at all my autograph stuff, which you seen that Jerry Lawler I just got. That was super cool. Traded a football patch card for that Jerry Lawler, so that was really cool. They had a new autograph 8x10 to my wrestling 8x10s. Something I really haven't been getting much lately is wrestling stuff. In fact, like I'm down to my Mattel Elite Series stuff. That's pretty much it. A couple other odds and ends. Yeah. CM Punk Walmart exclusive Jazzwares. Matt Cardona, Brian Myers 2-pack from Ringside Collectibles. My signed Al Snow, Jakks Pacific rookie. And I have a Kurt Angle Jakks Pacific rookie. Those are both men on card still. So that Angle, that's what I would love to get that signed. I would like that signed, and I like my Kurt Angle Funko Pop sign. I've been a Kurt Angle fan since the '96 Olympics when he won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. That was really cool. Like I've read his book. He had a WWE book like early on, and it really documented what he did for training for that Olympics. Unreal. He was doing like psycho like training to get ready for that Olympics. So he definitely deserved that gold medal with what he put himself through to do it. All right. So we're getting closer, back towards the end. 45 minutes or so. Yeah, about right. I wasn't sure how long I was going to go live. I knew I wanted to get to about 30 minutes. And then by the time I was paying attention, we were already like 20 minutes in. So I knew just turning around from that spot, we were still going to be at 40 minutes. So kind of made the decision to go for about an hour then. I definitely wanted to be off by 8 o'clock. So That's kind of the goal. Be off by 8. I don't think Bearded Pop's on tonight though, is he? Usually AC Live, like the last Wednesday of the month AC Live or third Wednesday of the month AC Live, but I don't think they were on tonight. I didn't see nothing. I did watch his video today and they didn't say nothing. So woodpecker. We're not gonna be able to see it. Nah, I can't really see it. Yeah, really haven't seen much for turtles, squirrels. Just seen a lot of birds, really. That's why I like to come out here, though. Nice, peaceful. We can talk. We talk about what we like. It's all about the community. Showing you guys some cool stuff. Show you guys like why I live where I live, because you know I'm 5 minutes from views like this. You know, from views where you're just surrounded by trees, by the river. You got the sounds of the river. You got the history of the Ohio Erie Canal and all its murkiness right here beside me, down over. Yeah, you can kind of see the water back. Mosquito tried to pick my nose for me. Don't stop by the canal. I should know better than that. I can always tell when I'm starting to get back close to John Glenn Grove, because you guys probably can't hear it because the mic shouldn't be picking it up, but there's a paper plant, or not paper plant. They make like cardboard. They make like the corrugated. They make the corrugated stuff, and then it's like paper on each side, whatever. Like they process that stuff there. So it's a very loud place. It's really like the only thing with this trail that kind of sucks. Like as you're starting to get back towards John Glenn Grove, you got to deal with that. But other than that, it's always really quiet out here. Should retitle this live stream as the most mosquito bites ever recorded in one live stream. Just see if that trends in the YouTube SEO or whatever they call it. See if that gets me. See if that gets me viral. This guy just got bit by 3,000 mosquitoes in an hour and lived to talk about it. Maybe. Yeah, I can kind of see. You guys can really see. So yeah, so that was all 1800s, like 1840s, 1850s, even up through like the beginning of the Civil War. That was like one of the major ways to transport goods. You were just starting to get rail at that point. By the Civil War, we had rail, transcontinental, north-south, everything. So at that point, the canals were kind of becoming less and less used. But that was like a big way for transportation of goods and transportation of people before that time. But even up through like the early 1900s, this canal was being used for shipping goods from like Lake Erie all the way to the Ohio River. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, it was really cool. There was a flood in 1913, and the vast majority of the canal flooded out. A lot of the locks were damaged beyond repair. Bridges were taken out, and there's just like certain areas now that have been repaired and just kind of like for touristy stuff. But that's kind of like what this path is, though. It follows a lot of the old canal, and it follows like the old tow path that they use their mules and stuff on, whatever. But yeah, you got 80 subs. Well, oh, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that. Up to 80. 20 away from 100. Everybody's just here, just laughing at how many mosquitoes I'm getting bit by, because I walked away from my truck without spray myself with mosquito spray, so that's kind of what I get. A lot of Funko discussion though. It's pretty cool. You know, there's been a lot of I am allergic to mosquitoes. Oh boy, you would not do good where I am at then, because it's like between me and the river, about, I don't know, 200 feet between me and the river, all swamp. The old canal lands over here, where the canal was at, that is all swamp. So it is like, we had storms come through today, big time rains come through. Like it's what, going on 8 o'clock now. Between, see, we ate lunch about 1:30. I'd say between like 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock, we had a substantial amount of rain that was dumped on this area, and it really stirred up all those little pockets of water that were just breeding mosquitoes. Now they're out everywhere. Now, like, by my house, they are spraying tomorrow night. That was already on the schedule, that that the village was going to be spraying for mosquitoes tomorrow night. So that'll be good. So that won't help up this far where I'm at. I'm a couple miles north of where that'll be going on. But yeah, so other Funko stuff to come out. Some pretty cool exclusives on Funko. I like the way that Funko's doing the exclusives now. I hope that it starts getting that interest back in the product that you had in 2017, 2018, 2019. You know, when a new Funko Pop would come out, it was what, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometimes it was just Monday, Wednesday, whatever. They would drop an exclusive Funko Pop and it would sell out in an hour. And then we would all get to social media and start complaining that the pop we wanted had already sold out. So it'd be kind of cool if we got back to that. Do you play Fortnite? I do not. I have never, ever played Fortnite. So I collect and play more vintage stuff. Really, I play a couple mobile games, but I mean, I do a little Pokemon Go still. I played Transformers Earth Wars. That just celebrated its 9-year anniversary. Hard to believe that game's been around for 9 years already. But NES games, I still collect NES, so I play a lot of NES stuff. Another mosquito. I just got attacked by like a whole swarm. Get off me. Good gosh. I'm sure that makes the camera all shaky and looks like crap. Apologize for that, guys. But yeah, I collect PS2. That's the other thing that I did have an Xbox 360. I did get rid of that. I had that system for a long time. I had maybe a dozen games. I don't even know if I had that. Yeah, you know, I think I did have a dozen games. Because I took it to the exchange, mainly store credit, which we bought a really cool Back to the Future pop with, which I'm wearing a Back to the Future Funko shirt. They bought half the games. They bought the wires for the controllers. They bought something else too. They wouldn't buy the console because like one out of every 6 times was about all that the tray would open. So they don't like mess around doing any kind of repairs or anything, and they will only buy stuff that they can certify for resale. So I took the hard drive off. The games that they didn't buy, the wireless adapter, the power supply, all that stuff, I put all that on eBay, and I was able to sell it too. So when it's all said and done, I got quite a bit out of that system. So, which I did put that back into some Funko stuff, a couple of games. I haven't bought any NES games in a while. I need to get some NES games. I am due for a flea market day. That's something else that's coming up in July. I'll get a good flea market day in too. That's where I can normally find like a lot of video game stuff. Funko's hit or miss at the flea market. I look, but I am very picky. Okay, I'm starting to come out of the woods, so maybe I'll quit being attacked now. Yeah, I'm very picky about Funko at the flea market. But if it's somebody that's pretty much all that they're selling, that means they're probably also a collector. And when you start looking through, everything's in pretty good shape. Some people, like, you walk up and they'll have like 2 or 3 pops that they bought at a yard sale or something, and man, and they're just like in horrible shape. So guys, remember when I started, this was like solid water across. Now it's like hardly even covering it. Like, I had to walk around this earlier, which, there we go. Yeah, that was like with ease this time. I had to walk around it before. There's a lot of standing water out here though out here in the fields. All right. So we are back to John Glenn Grove Trailhead. Still got a ton of water going out. Still got a ton of water coming in this way. Looks like there's a lot of people starting to park too. So there must be going to be some people getting on their bikes or whatnot, heading out on the trail. It's getting to be a little late for that though. I mean, I guess you still got a good hour or better before we start seeing it get dark. We are in that dog days of summer already, you know. Finally got into calendar summer last week. But I think it's time to end our stream. Yeah, we're almost to an hour. Wow. So we did that. Good. That's kind of what I was aiming for. But yeah, so we're back. Sky's nice and blue. I mean, there's a little bit of clouds, but for the most part, nice and blue. Here's this John Glenn statue again. Check this thing out, guys. This is cool. Let me turn this around. So that to me, that's something that would make some cool pops. They've done all them history pops. We've got a bunch of presidents. We've got Ben Franklin. What else we got? You know, we had Jefferson, Ben Franklin, Washington, Kennedy. They even went as far as they did the don't end your stream. All right, I'll stay on for a few more minutes. Yeah, what else? Oh, the 2016 election. We had Trump and Hillary pops for the 2016 election. Hard to believe. Almost 10 years ago already. But yeah, so that would be cool if they were to make like John Glenn. You know, make John Glenn pops, Buzz Aldrin. You know, everybody from like that first big the first big space missions. You know, the guys that first orbited the Earth, the guys that first landed on the moon. Those would be like some awesome pops to make. You could even do like chases of that. You could do them like with their helmets on, you know, and then like without their helmets. Something like you could do something. Tie back into like the main focus of what this stream was, and that was Funko Pop chases. But yeah, I think that would be awesome. Armstrong, Buzz, the guys from Apollo 13. Why am I drawing blanks on who Tom Hanks and Kevin Bacon and all them guys played? But yeah, that'd be super cool. All right, so we're kind of like back to the table that I started on. And I wasn't getting ate by bugs when we started out, so they like followed me out of the woods. Yeah, look at all the water laying around here. This was all like bone dry a couple hours ago before the rains. All right, so we'll just kind of walk a little bit more. I'm kind of curious. I should be about to where I need to be for steps, but streaming with my phone is kind of hard to tell. I was over 6,000 before we started this, and we just walked for almost an hour. So check this out. So this little place, stick your bike up here. You got all kinds of tools for anything that you need to fix. Fill your tires. That's old. What else we got up here? Brew Tour. When is that? Presented by Ernie's 2025. I need to look into that. That's something that I'd definitely be into. Take a bike ride, drink a beer. Here we go, guys. So this kind of shows where I'm at now. Hopefully you guys can see that. We went almost down there at Worcester Street. We were probably 3/4 of the way. So this is the entire Stark County part of the trail. So I've been on this entire thing. It doesn't say the total. I'm not adding all that mileage together, but it's something like 24, 25 miles in Stark County for this trail. Actually, my work, we cover almost 9 miles of it for if anybody are like wrecked their bikes or have a heart attack out walking or jogging, whatever. All right, there we go. All right, so we are over an hour. It is time to go home and get cleaned up and start getting ready for work tomorrow. Good conversation, good talking to everybody. Glad we had some people stop in. Remember to drop a big like on this video for me. Thanks everybody that commented and kept the conversations going. Probably do this again next Wednesday, same time, 7 o'clock, and that's all going to be like dependent on weather, if there's storms or not. But it usually be something like this. It'll just be out walking on the trail someplace. I'll try to mix it up, go different places. Some weeks it's just going to be closer to home, especially if I get held over at work. But yeah, I think it's a good time. Go out, see some nature, talk about the collecting community, talking about Funko products and anything like that. But I really appreciate this, you guys. I'm glad we had some fun. Glad that some people stopped in. But yeah, I think this is where we're going to end this stream, and I'll see you guys next week.